Well, good evening, ladies. Welcome to the YL UpNet. This is Catherine, AC4YL Net Control for this evening's net. We meet every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the Echolink ALARA Conference node. Be sure to invite all YLs you know to join us. We ask that only YLs or licensed female amateur radio operators check in and participate. The purpose of this net is to encourage you to become and stay active with amateur radio, help each other improve our operating knowledge and skills, and have fun. During the net, be sure to join us in the NFARL Do Drop In chat room by opening any web browser and going to nfarl.dodropin.org. Just put your name / call sign in the box and click Log In. YLs who would like to check in, give us your call sign, name, and current location. And don't forget that there is a 3 to 4 second delay when transmitting through Echolink. This is Catherine, AC4YL. We will now begin taking check-ins. Please call now.
KA7SKY, Sky, Gardner, Washington.
KC8PKY, Linda, Knox, Indiana.
WA4YL, Dawn, Hudson, Florida.
KN4JAK, Cary, Georgia.
Ontario, Canada.
Okay, very good. We'll start with those check-ins. So far we have Sky, KA7SKY, joining us from Washington. Lauren, KC9ZHV, joining us from Illinois. Linda, KC8PKY, joining us from Indiana. Dawn, WA4YL, checking in from Florida. Carrie, KN4JAK, joining us from Georgia. And Carol, VA3WHU, joining us from Ontario. Okay, who else do we have? We have any other YLs who would like to check in? Please call now.
This is W1AYL, Ann from New Hampshire.
Kilo Bravo 4 Radio Mike, Rosemary, Texas.
Okay, very good. So also this evening we have Ann, W1AYL, joining us from New Hampshire, and Rosemary, KB4RM, joining us from Texas. Very good. I do see that we have the K4LYL repeater linked in this evening for all the YLs in that repeater range there in Virginia. We'd like to extend a warm welcome to you if there are any YLs out there listening. We encourage you to check in if you like, or jump in throughout the conversation through the net. We're glad to have you here with us this evening. And looks like Lauren, KC9ZHV, it looks like your repeater's back up, Lauren, so that's great. Looks like you're linked in, so awesome. So we've got a nice group, and of course the NF4GA repeater is linked in for the North Fulton group and any YLs in the listening area there. So nice group this evening, and I'm sure we will probably have some other YLs pop in here. So in the meantime, of course, last week we talked about upcoming plans for Dayton, and of course that's the once-a-year huge ham event here in the United States, and happens every May of every year, and it's huge and a lot of fun. And unfortunately I didn't make it this year, but looking forward to next year. But last week we talked about what the plans were for you ladies that were going, and then we talked about Hamfest, who goes and what you like to do when you attend the Hamfest. And there were several things that people mentioned, like helping out with the testing sessions at the Hamfest, flea markets, and the forums, and meeting other YLs and enjoying spending time with other hams. So all of those good reasons to go to a Hamfest, and of course having a lot of fun. So we have several YLs here with us that happen to attend Dayton this year. So we'd like to hear how it went. How did it go? And who all did you get to meet? I know several of you got to do some eyeball QSOs, as we call them. And for those of you that aren't as familiar with the term, basically, we call a QSO a contact you make on the radio. So, of course, an eyeball QSO is when you actually get to meet somebody that you've spoken to on the radio face-to-face, and Hamfests are a great way to do that. So, looks like Katie's also joined us, WY7YL. Good evening, Katie. Welcome. Katie's out in Wyoming. And so what we'd like to do is open it up to the group. For those of you that attended Hamvention this past weekend, please tell us how was your Hamvention experience? Was it your first time going to Dayton, Xenia for the Hamvention? If not, was it your 20th time? No, tell us if you've been before and anything that you want to tell the group about your Hamvention experience and the things that you did and the people that you got to see. So we'll open it up to the group here. So if you were able to make it this past weekend, please throw out your call here, and we'll give you an opportunity to tell us all about your Hamvention experience. Okay, I did see Linda key up there, so I didn't get any audio there, Linda, so I don't know if the connection just didn't hold long enough, but I did see you key up, so if you would like to kick it off, please go ahead, KC8PKY, AC4YL in the group.
Okay, that should hold it. Yeah, I had a good time. It was neat. I got to meet Katie in person. I got to meet Carol, and KC8YL, KC9YL rather. Andrea, got to see her vehicle with all her things, and found a new microphone for my radio. So the weather was Dayton weather. If it's that weekend in May and it's raining, it's Dayton. It rained off and on. You could tell when it was raining because the buildings got busy and crowded. Our booth was the YL booth was in a much better location than last year. We were over close to the ALARA booth. So, and our forum was really good. And with that, I better turn it back before I time it out. KC8PK.
All right, very good, Linda. Well, it sounds like you had a nice, successful venture out there to Dayton this year, and you've got you a new piece of equipment for your radio. That's always fun. And, of course, getting to meet other YLs is always a blast. In fact, Melanie posts a reminder here, and hopefully you all saw her post on the YLOpsGroups.io group. If you have pictures from Dayton, Melanie went ahead and created a folder for you to upload any pictures that you want to share with the YLOps group there. So maybe after we give everybody a chance to talk about their Hamvention experience, maybe we can pass the mic over to Melanie, and she can give you a brief rundown on how to do that in case you're not familiar with how to upload pictures. She also posted instructions on how to do that, and it's a pinned post, so it's always at the top of the message, toward the top of the message group there listed. So please upload your photos and share those with the gals. And if you want to do a little write-up on your Hamvention experience over there, please go ahead, start a topic. Just call it Dayton, 2018, and get that topic started and type away. It can be a nice little blog and a lot of fun because some of the gals that weren't able to make it or have never been, kind of gives them a feel for the experience. So thanks, Linda, for coming in and telling us about how that was for you. Sounds like you had a lot of fun and got some equipment, met some people, and enjoyed the forum. So awesome. Okay. Who else went to Hamvention and would like to tell us about your experience?
WI7YL.
All right, please go ahead, Katie.
Thanks, Catherine. Hey, everybody. It was so great to meet some of you in person. Like Carol said, it was great. My cat just jumped in, get out of the way. Got to meet in person, and Ann, it was good to see them, and it was really handy that the YLRL booth was right next door to mine for work, so that was super handy to be able to keep track of what was going on. There seemed to be pretty much always a steady stream of traffic there, which was super. I saw Rhea and Andrea really briefly, not nearly long enough. And I got to meet Jerry Ellsworth and Amy Herndon, AI6TK, if you guys are familiar with Jerry and her company. She's super smart, and she was the guest speaker for the AMSAT banquet. We ended up hanging out so much by the end of the weekend, we all became friends, and they're really interested in doing some RTTY contesting, so we might have them out for the RTTY Roundup later this year. So it's one of the things that you always tell people that I love about ham radio is like things like you could show up strangers and be fast friends by the end of the weekend and planning trips together. Otherwise, it was very busy. I really still like the new location, and gosh, I'm still kind of in a brain dump mode trying to catch up from everything, but it was a lot of fun and really great to see so many people. Had some fun over at the W5KU booth, KU5 booth, and did a bunch of photos on the show this past week. So I think that's about it. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but thought I'd throw my 2 cents in there for what it's worth. Thanks, Catherine. WY7YL, back to Net Control.
All right, awesome, Katie. That's great. It's always good to hear from you as well. And, I'm glad you brought up the W5KUB. I'll just get the link in here for you gals. If you want to check it out, you can go over there and check out the Amateur Radio Roundtable live special webcast of Hamvention 2018. So that's a lot of fun. Very cool. And appreciate that, Katie. Sounds like you had a good time as well, catching up with folks and getting to see everybody. So that's awesome. All right, who else has their Hamvention experience to share with the group this evening?
Victor Alpha 3, Whiskey Hotel Uniform. Sure hope I'm not doubling with anybody this time. My first year down at the Hamvention, and I really had a nice time. We kind of planned our days of what we were going to do. So on Friday when we headed out, we stayed in Fairborn, which was at the Roadway Inn. It was quite nice. And then we went, they had a continental breakfast there. So on the Friday we went and did the flea market, but it was pretty rainy, so we kind of had lunch and got soaked underneath the blue and white tent. But we had a great meal there. And then on the Saturday, I did the buildings because I thought, well, I'm not going to be able to get around everything. And my husband went back out into the flea market, and we did the buildings together in the afternoon. So it was a real pleasure. I got to meet Katie for the first time, had a lovely chat with her, and we had our pictures taken with her, which was wonderful. I met the ladies at the YLRL booth there, the two Anns, so that was really nice. And on Friday night, we went to the Flex Banquet. That was awesome. The food there was fantastic, and a great interaction with a lot of people from the Flex Radio people that helped me with my Flex 3000 when I was having the issues, which I'm sure you guys all know about because I did post it on Facebook of the issues I had with that radio. Saturday night we ate at the Cracker Barrel. That was my first time of having dinner there, and that was super nice. I had the haddock. It was delicious. And overall, a really nice time at the flea market. I went to the W5KUB booth as well and did a live feed on their video chat as well. So that was kind of cool. And I met the young man, the astronaut there. So I really had a nice time, and I'll definitely go back next year. So I'll send it back to the group.
All right, fantastic, Carol. Well, sounds like you had a great time, and look forward to hopefully seeing you next year. And so that's great. So glad you'll be going back. It is a lot of fun, isn't it? There's always a lot to do there. There's as you guys have heard, and there's dinners, there's forums, and lots of time to hang out and visit and meet all kinds of folks, and nice exhibits and things to check out. So very cool stuff. Awesome. All right, who else would like to come in and tell us about your Hamvention experience this year?
WB1ARU.
Well, good evening, Ann. Please, go ahead.
Well, if you hear the background audio here, let me know, and I'll take a break and ditch it. I've got broadcast radio on in the background. Oh, good evening, all. Yes, we had a wonderful time at Dayton, as usual. Got to see and meet lots of people, some that I had met before and some that I had never met. People I talked to here and on other places and had a chance to meet in person. Got to visit with some gals that hung out in the booth with me for a while, and that was great. Especially appreciate Ann, KC9YL, for her time that she spent helping out, and Carol, K4SAF, for her help in the booth, and especially along with Marcia and Hope and Sally, 3 others that hung out with us for a while, so that was great. And we signed up some new members, a lot of people renewed, chatted with some very interesting people. I've got to share an email I got from Donna, whose call, I'm sorry, I don't remember at the moment, but she was asking me about how many YLs there are nationally, and I said, I don't think anybody really knows, and turns out she's a statistician, so she crunched numbers, sent me an email with what she crunched. I'll have to share it on the YL Up page because it's very interesting, her methodology and her figures, so quite interesting. And let's see, what else I was going to say. Oh, well, our big decision was to upgrade our Flex. We bought our Flex 2 years ago at Dayton. It was a 6500, and we were going to have to spend some money on the new software for it, and instead we decided to upgrade to the 6600. So our Flex went off in the mail yesterday, and it's on its way to Texas, and after they check it out, they'll send back our new one, and with the addition of some cash. But it's nice that they take trade-ins. Certainly takes some of the sting out of the price, but can't complain. And I've told a few people our rig history, and we haven't had too many rigs in our career, so we go for the top when we go. Before I time out, I will say it was great to see all of you who did make it to Dayton, and we'll be back again next year. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. WB1ARU, back to net.
All right, very good, Ann. Well, it's great to hear from you this evening, and sounds like you got a lot of stuff done and had a lot of fun and had to catch up with some folks. So, sounds like a successful event, and we'll look for that post on the Facebook group, or even the groups.io group if you want to share it. That email over there too. That would be cool. Looking forward to seeing that. All right. Anyone else want to tell us about your Dayton experience? And even if you've already come in here, if you got something, pop on in here too.
Well, I forgot to mention the forum, which was great. Val was awesome. Had some great slides. Everybody loved her presentation. Nancy also, KC4IYD, talked about working the space station with Girl Scouts, and that was very interesting as well. And we had a surprise guest, which I didn't expect, of Dave Prestel from the Foundation for Amateur Radio, who talked about the scholarship program that they administer. So that was all very interesting at the YL Forum, and we had a great turnout. So, and the pictures have been up on various Facebook pages. So anyway, if you weren't there, you missed it. WB1ARU.
All right, very good, Ann. Thanks so much for that addition, and congrats on upgrading your rig there. That's really cool. And like you said, you know, when you're buying a radio, go big or go home. So save up your pennies and get the one you really want, and enjoy it and stay active on it. That's cool stuff. All right. Let's see, we've had some more YLs join us. I did see Michelle W5MQC pop in. I don't know if she stayed with us. She may have dropped down further in the list that I can't see her any longer. Jenny M0HZT has joined us as well. And, of course, Ann, WB1ARU, and Judy, KE7IXI. So good evening to all of you as well. Okay, anybody else want to come in and tell us about your Dayton experience if you were able to make it? Okay. Not hearing anyone, so very cool. I have not seen really hardly any photos posted. I saw one blurb, I think, where, and I don't remember exactly because I kind of glanced in the middle of doing something else to check it out real quick and planned on circling around back to it, but I think somebody spoke with you, Ann, about YLRL and YLs in amateur radio. I did see that post, but I don't recall any other pictures. So again, if you have photos, digital photos, please share those the Wild OpNet Facebook page and or to groups.io, because there are some gals that are over there that may not be on the Facebook groups. So let's see here. We also have Ann KC1CRS join us this evening. So good evening, Ann. And looks like Nisi has just joined us as well. So good evening to you. Nice group tonight. I think Massachusetts is leading the pack in terms of state representation. Hi. All right. Let's open it up to the group now and see if, I know Dawn mentioned Huntsville in the chat. So Huntsville is another fun ham fest that is a blast to attend. So it's in August, and let me see, it is, I think it's the third weekend in August. So this year it falls on the 18th and 19th. Right now that ham fest is a Saturday and Sunday ham fest. It is a lot of fun. It's not near as big as Dayton, but the nice thing about Huntsville is it is all indoors. Flea market, swap, forums, all the booths, they're all indoors. And yes, you can get your food indoors as well. So everything is inside, which is great because you don't have to worry about if it rains, you don't have to worry about crazy weather, whether it's hot. It's indoors, it's air conditioned, and it's great. It's a lot of fun. And it can be busy, but you still got some elbow room there too, so it's a great ham fest. If you've never been to Huntsville and you'll be down in that area or can make it down there, I would highly encourage you to visit and check it out. So looks like Dawn and Chris are going to try and go, and I plan on going, and Melanie I think is going. I think we're going. So again, if you can make it, check it out. It's big yet small. It's not. It's very cozy, so to speak, and they call it the world's friendliest ham fest. So check it out if you can make it. Again, it's the third weekend in August, so it's the 18th and 19th. All right, so let's open it up to the group here and see if anyone here has anything that you want to share with the group, news, announcements, updates, anything that you have for the group this evening. Please go ahead and throw your call out, and we will pass the mic over to you. Just let us know how you're doing and what ham radio activities you have been up to lately or are looking forward to in the near future.
This is WA4YL. Great to hear everybody on here. I want to shout a hello to everybody. And today Chris hooked me up with FT8, so I'm ready to try it, and I have tried it already. And it was a lot of fun, but I'm not quite sure of it yet.
Well, that's cool, Dawn. It's always fun to learn a new mode and experiment with that. And I'm sure you will get FT8 down in no time. It just takes a little practice, and once you figure out the idiosyncrasies of operating FT8, I think you will just cruise away, making some contacts when band conditions are poor. So, awesome, Dawn. That's great. Congratulations on getting that up and going. That's exciting. So I guess that is on your Yaesu 991 radio, and I think that's all you need. You don't need any device in the middle there, do you, Dawn? I think you just hook your 991 right up to your computer, so cool, awesome. All right, who else has something for the group?
Kilo Alpha 1 United Lima November.
All right, good evening, Nisi. Please, go ahead, jump on in.
Thanks so much, Kat. Thanks for running the net, and nice to see everybody here. And Teresa, who is over in the Dewdrop Inn, I am so happy to see her around here. I can't wait till she gets on Echolink. She says she can't get on Echolink right now. I'm not sure why, but she's getting there. Teresa, Delta Whiskey 3 Tango Romeo Zulu. She's in the Philippines, and she's usually on the YL chat on Facebook. So if you guys don't know her, go over to the NFARL Dewdrop In and say hi to Teresa. She's an awesome YL. She is as active as Ria is, and she gets as many certificates as Ria does. So give her a shout out. All righty. I'm very happy to see her there. KA1ULN, back to net.
All right, very cool, Nisi. Well, let's give a shout out to Teresa then, DW3TRZ. Is over in the Dewdrop In chat, and let me see, looks like she commented in here that right now, until she gets her Echolink up and going, she's watching and listening to the YouTube upload. So, if you come back in for a comment and you want to say hi to her real quick and throw that in there, you can too. All right, cool, Nisi. Thanks for bringing that up and mentioning that. Awesome. And, of course, if you'd like to send her a little note and say hi, hop over to the nfarl.dewdropin.org chat room and say hello there. Okay, cool. All right, who else has something for the group this evening? All right, please go ahead, Ann.
Hi, I just wanted to say hi. I'm here for only a short time between our local net and my second CWA Academy CW class, which starts at 9 o'clock. My teacher's from Minnesota, so we start a little later. But I wanted to make sure I got to say hi. We have a club picnic coming up this weekend and a field day in the end of June. And we are having our first annual YL picnic in July, and I'm pretty excited about that. KC1CRS, back to net.
All right, very cool, Ann. Well, that is great. I hope you all have a wonderful time there and get to meet up and talk ham radio stuff. That's cool. Well, I'm glad you were able to jump in and say hi, Ann. It's great to have you here, and thanks so much for popping in for a few while you're buying some time for CW Ops class. That's always fun. Very good. All right. Let's see. Ruth has also joined us, KM4LAO, and I saw her and then she disappeared, so maybe she popped further down in the list here. So that is cool. Maybe she's still here with us. Can't tell. My list skips out on the rest of the group. So, all right. Who else has something for the group this evening?
KE7IXI. I just want to say that I'm very excited. About a week ago, I got a gentleman on 15 meters. He was transmitting from Cook's Island, which is very close to New Zealand. It was 5,000 miles away from me in my backyard. And then the other thing is, this past weekend we went up to Flagstaff and had seen a ARRL radio booth up there, so stopped by and did some chatting, and there were quite a few people around there. And so I thought that was pretty neat to see. It was an event about, it was called Overland Expo, and they have different, they go all over the United States, and it was all about camping, and I just thought it was just a wonderful time. Just wanted to share.
All right, Judy. Well, that is great, and it's really good to hear from you too. And glad to know you are doing well out there in Arizona. So sure you are bracing for some heat. It's already May, if you can believe. Can you believe this year is like almost half over? It's so hard to believe. Yeah, that's crazy. All right. Anybody else have something for the group this evening? Please come on in and tell us what ham radio activities you've been up to, and any that you are looking forward to soon here. It's end of May, so let's see, June, we've got here Atlanta Ham Fest coming up. Not this weekend, but next weekend. And then, of course, Field Day coming up in July. And then Huntsville in August. So, yeah, the next 3 months, there's at least one nice, fun, big ham radio activity to participate in addition to any contests that are happening over the next 3 months. So, some cool stuff going on here. So, come on in and tell us what you've been up to ham radio-wise or what you're looking forward to. Okay, not hearing anyone, so let's have a look-see here. Nisi posted a nice photo of Andrea's setup there. That is cool. Over in the Drop-In chat, so you can check out that picture. That's cool stuff. Speaking of contests, events coming up this weekend, there is the CQ Worldwide WPX Contest CW. And let me see if I can get this correct link here. Here we are. Let me just paste it over here. There we go. Alright, got the rules over there for you gals to check it out. I know that several of you are doing CW Ops and are working on your learning CW, and some of you are working on increasing the speed on your CW. So this contest is a great opportunity for you to have a little fun and listen and see what you can copy. That's fun too. Again, it's CW. It's 160, 80, 40, 20, 15, and 10 meters. There's several classes which you can operate. Single op or multi-single or multi-two or multi-multi if you're going to participate with a big group. Maximum operating 36 hours with off times of at least 60 minutes. If you're a multi-op, 48 hours. So good stuff there. The exchange is actually pretty simple. It's just a signal report and serial number. So RST and a serial number. That's it. So fairly simple exchange. And there's that link will give you all the additional rules there, including where to upload your log and what you need to know to participate. So even if you're just practicing learning your CW, again, the contest, there'll be lots of CW operators on this weekend. So have some fun, see what you can copy. And let me pause for reset. And, you know, check it out. And a lot of CW operators will slow down for you if you need them to. So anyway, get on there, have some fun, and practice your CW skills. Again, that's this weekend, so it runs for 48 hours. So you got lots of time to get on there and play. So very cool. All right. I don't think there are any state QSO parties this weekend. So that's really probably the largest contest going on this weekend. So let me just double check here, but I don't think there are any other ones. Alright, nope, don't see any. Alright, very good. Alright, let me see if I can find this other thing here. Okay, so, alright, so as I mentioned earlier, Melanie posted about uploading your photos. And of course, Dayton Hamvention is just one example, and it's an event that just passed, so a lot of YLs here will have photos that you can upload. So the topic that she posted over on the groups.io is Need Date and Hamvention 2018 Photos, with instructions on how to do it. So you just log into groups.io and pull up the Wild Ops group. There's a photos link on the left-hand side. So you click on the folder that she made for Hamvention 2018 and click Upload Photos, and then of course you can browse for the photos you want to upload and do that. But you know, of course, if you weren't able to attend Dayton, but you attend some other ham fests fairly recently, if you have any coming up, take some photos there. You can create another folder under photos and just call it 2018 whatever ham fest. That's cool. And post some photos over there so the gals can see them. Just remember, you know, create your own folder, give it a name that kind of makes sense and kind of sums up the contents of the folder, and upload them. Don't forget to resize them if they're high resolution and very large in file size. So be sure and resize them so we don't fill up our space that we have too much. But please feel free to post over there. We would like to see those. I do see that Anne has also posted the Xenia Gazette article. That's what I saw that you had posted there. It is posted on the groups.io page, so awesome. Thank you, Anne, for putting it there. Appreciate that. All right, cool. Another thing that Melanie had posted, in case you didn't get a chance to see it, was she removed the first 3 posts moderated requirement. So even if you hadn't posted 3 times already, you can just post away at your leisure there. So again, it's your group. Ask questions and share answers and all that good stuff, as that's what that group is for. Okay, looks like Melanie has some comments, so we'll pass the mic over to her. AG4YL, please go ahead.
Hi, good evening. There's been a few mentions of groups.io made this evening, and I hope everybody's taking advantage of it. We started the group for everybody to enjoy. I do enjoy the groups that I belong to on groups.io and reading the digests. I see a lot of the members are getting individual emails, and if you're finding that you're getting too many emails from groups.io, which is basically whenever anything is posted, just go into your preferences and change. You can just sign into groups.io, click on your groups and your group preferences, and you can see all your groups will be listed out there, including the Wild Ops group, and you can put a little checkbox there next to each group that you want to change the preferences, and you can change your email delivery. For instance, you can get individual emails, which there's just too much. I don't care how much you like the group, it's too much. But if you want to be right up on it, real time, then that's for you. Then there's a full feature digest, which is my personal favorite. I like the full feature digest. A few of you have that option checked off for the groups.io. In fact, all my groups are full feature digests except for a couple of admin type groups, which I have the special notices only, because there are thousands of people that belong to that group and they're posting constantly, and I'll get 8 to 10 to 12 digests, mind you, every day. So I just have those set to special notices because I don't need to see every post. They're more for going to and searching. Groups.io is a great place to go and search for groups and to go and search those groups for answers. If you are a little old school like I am, you may remember forums. They were very popular 10, 15, 20 years ago. Not to say that they're not popular now, but there's so much other more real-time events in social media that they've almost not necessarily been replaced, but people are getting information from more and more sources now, besides just forums. But at one time, forums were the only place to go for your information. So you can search for a group, and you can search within those groups. I pause for a reset. Some of the comments that I noticed, the calendar, I did add some things to the calendar. Not everything is going to necessarily hit a reminder. I'll put a reminder up for a contest like this QWW WPXCW contest that Catherine was talking about earlier. Their reminder did pop out for that. I put a reminder in one day before it started, so everybody that's a member of Groups.io should see that reminder in their digest or individual email. And as Catherine was saying, I did elicit a post in there for those photos from Hamvention. I did make a post of the link that Anne had put into the Echolink chat. So I put the post in of that link from the Xenia Gazette. So if anybody wants to check it out, there it is. And I see Anne did also post it. Okay. Hey, got a double post. Well, I'll just merge mine into yours or delete mine because there's no point in having it in there twice now, is there? In fact, yep, I beat you by like 1 minute. They must have both been coming in the pipeline at the same time. That's hilarious. That's funny. That is really funny. I was trying to be on top of it. What else I wanted to mention? Oh, yes, the calendar. I don't know if Catherine had mentioned this. I might have glazed over or had my head somewhere on a link somewhere or posting. But in addition, there's a lot of stuff coming up, and I have it in the calendar. There's a lot of stuff coming up besides the, we had Dayton last weekend, the CQWPX-CW contest this weekend. CPAC is next weekend. It's Northwest Hamfest in Oregon, Seaside, Oregon. And it's also the ARRL Northwestern Division Convention. Let me pause for a read. So that will be the first weekend in June, the first, second, and third. They always have some good programs there. And then HamCom, which is in Plano, Texas. They're celebrating their 40th anniversary this year. They're also the site of the ARRL West Gulf Division Convention out there. So that will be the weekend of the 8th, 9th, and 10th of June. And then, of course, 2 weeks after that, the weekend of the 23rd and 24th, will be Field Day. And this is a big one. Set up for clubs. They won't be able to operate the full time, just 12 hours instead of 14. They can set up on Friday for 2 p.m. Saturday to 2 p.m. Sunday. If you save your setup till it's basically field day time, then you can operate the full time of the event, which becomes, did I say 12? I meant 24 hours. It becomes 28 hours, I think. I think you get like 2 or 4 extra hours. I can't remember now. But if you don't belong to a club that's doing field day, get some folks together from the club and go out and activate portable. You can also do field day from home. I've done last year's field day from home, and I had a real good time doing that. But you can go out to a park, you can go out and join a group of people, you can go out by yourself, you can invite a group of people, you can set up a go-to station and have your friends, family, and everybody get onto a go-to station and have a good time with that. There's a lot of things you can do for field day. Most important thing is get out there and have some fun and enjoy that. That's about all that I had for you. Catherine pretty much covered everything else concerning Groups.io. And if you are not a member of Groups.io, go to Groups.io. Search for YL-OPS, OPS. Click on there and request to join. Answer the questions. You'll be all set. This is AG4YL. Back to Net Control.
All right, very good, Melanie. Thanks for all that additional good information. Appreciate that. And while you were sharing that, we had Susie pop in here in 8CGM. Good evening, Susie. And April just popped in and joined us. VE3BHG joining us from Ontario there. So good evening to both of you. We're glad to have you here with us. And again, as Melanie mentioned, if you're not already a member of groups.io, come on in and check it out. Have a lot of fun. Of course, we encourage you to not only join the Wild Ops group there, but you might find some other interesting and fun groups to help you in some other things that you're interested in. Raspberry Pi is a popular topic. There are several groups, that are geared toward Raspberry Pi and lots of other subjects. So check it out and find one that is of interest that might help you gather some more info and share your knowledge and experiences as well with others who are looking for some help with various hobbies and fun stuff. So very cool. All right. Let me see what else we have going on here. There's been actually already several interesting posts that have been put in groups.io. Some discussion on the YL system net, talking about Raspberry Pi or Arduino, making your own dummy load. Lots of cool stuff. In fact, one of the other things that is cool about groups.io is you can also upload files, not just photos, but files. So if you've got some nice guides or documents that kind of are like step-by-step on ham-related things that you think might be useful, please go ahead and upload those as well to the group so that the other gals can check it out, read it, and enjoy the same material. So lots of cool things you can share over there. Okay, looks like Melanie has another comment. Please go ahead, AG4YL.
Okay, thank you, AG4YL here. And it was actually Nisi that reminded me of this, and then some of the posts that from the YL Ops group I had asked about some antennas for 6 and 10, as well as 2, because it's just neat, and I wouldn't mind playing around with some 2-meter single sideband. But anyway, Nisi had mentioned 6 and 10. This is the season for 6 and 10. It's usually May, June. These are really good months for 6 and 10. And if you're like me and keep DXC'd up all the time, down the right-hand side of that page, there's band activity, and you pick your continent, whatever continent that you're at, and it will show you the band activity based on that. Like right now I'm looking at it, and it looks like 40 meters is hot into Europe, and not bad from North America. I think it's picking up. 20 meters is hot in North America, which it's late for 20 meters to be open in North America, but apparently it is. And some in Asia. 10 is, which is not unusual for West Coast. 10 is a little bit light in North America right now, but it was open earlier. And this is based on the DX spots from stations in my case, because I chose North America, stations in North America during the last 60 minutes. So they take that and aggregate it and see all the DX spots and what bands are really open. Now, it doesn't mean that didn't fall off in the last 15, 20 minutes to nothing, but it does look like 20 is pretty much still open. Canada, Newfoundland, East Coast, it's kind of amazing. It's pretty cool to look at. So, yeah, I put in a request. I wanted some more information for some antennas for 6 and 10, and I posted that in the group's I.O., so thanks for bringing that up. And pause. Okay, AG4YL here. I post a request for some, if you guys are playing on 6 and 10. multi-band antennas, that's great. If you have a multi-band antenna and you can work 6 and 10, that's great. But they're also kind of fun to work portable, or I like to build my own. And antennas on those bands are a little more realistic to build, even on 2 meters, because they're smaller, of course, so they're a little bit easier to build. And you can also, have some fun, work portable, go out to a park and play radio, or you can take your radio up, do some SOTA activations. Those are good bands to do that on, the VHF bands and the high HF band of 10. Dawn makes a comment: band conditions are terrible in Florida. Band conditions aren't great here in Georgia. Every time that I see a bunch of spots going on, this time of year is a little tricky for the southeast of the United States. So it's a little weird. The band can be wide open, and we're just, I haven't heard anything. I think the last time I turned on the radio was probably a week or two ago, and there are spots just all around me from everywhere, and I can't hear a darn thing. Nothing. Very, very, very hard to hear anything. So, granted, I don't have a great antenna, but still, I know what you mean. The bands are rough here in the southeast of the United States, so that goes without saying there, Dawn. But for a lot in the rest of the country, maybe we're opening up. We'll do a little bit better this summer, and some of that good band juju will hit us down here in Florida. But that's just what I wanted to mention. Ann makes a comment that the WILE meetup on 20 meters yesterday evening, she said her unamplified or barefoot signal was very strong coming out of Massachusetts. So that's awesome. The bands are starting to open up. We are at a solar minimum, so you do what you can do, right? All right, so that's it for me. I just wanted to mention 6 and 10, and thanks for bringing that up, Nisi. This is AG4YL, and back to Net Control.
All right, thanks, Melanie. Appreciate that. And I think Nisi had a comment as well, so let's pass it on over to KA1ULN.
Thanks, Kat, and thanks, Melanie. So, Rhea and Andrea are electrical engineers. I'm not an electrical engineer. I am a software engineer. But I have really gotten a kick out of kits. I would highly recommend everybody here to try to do one of those QRP Pixie kits. You can find them for between $1 and $3. I've never seen one more than $3 on eBay. I don't know, probably Amazon. But they're kits that are pretty easy they're pretty straightforward to put together. A lot of people have put them together. Give it a shot, and then they actually work. You could get on 7. The crystal that comes with it, if you don't say anything, is 7.023. So, and it works. It's beautiful, and it works. So I really have been getting a charge out of that, and I also got a KX3, the Elecraft KX3. I absolutely love it. I do, and I'm looking forward to using it portable. I've got everything set up portable for it, and ready to do maybe some pops on the end, maybe, who knows, meet up Andrea and Rhea halfway between New Jersey and Mass and do some things together. But 2 more things that I have done with the Raspberry Pi, since Kat mentioned the Raspberry Pi with the KX3, is I don't know how many of you have a KX3 or Elecraft. They have a pin adapter, and I don't know if you know what that is, but it is a waterfall. You can see what activity the bands are having. Sometimes you can see the whole spectrum. Sometimes you can see just the band that you're working on. Sometimes you can see multiple bands. Let me just reset it, and I'll come back and just a bit more. Just reset. Alrighty. Kilo Alpha 1 United Lima November. So what I'm doing with my Raspberry Pi is I have one Raspberry Pi. It's the third version of the Raspberry Pi, so it has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built in it. But I put one of the 3.5-inch screens right on it. So I'm building my PAN adapter with that. I'm using Python, and I'm almost there, almost finished. So I have coded the whole thing. There's a couple of versions of that on the web and on the ham radio, conglomeration. But I hope I've taken the best out of all of them and going to create my PAN adapter. So remember, the PAN adapter is like a waterfall. So if you've ever done any digital and used FL Digi, Fox Lima Digi, you can do everything else with that, with FL Digi. You can do PSK, you can do cell held, and a lot of other digital modes. So the PAN adapter with the Raspberry Pi, it's going really good, and I'll be happy to share it with everybody when I finish. The other project that I'm working on is I have the Raspberry Pi built with the screen already, so I can carry it in my pocket and just take it out. It's almost like a phone, but it's not. The other thing I'm doing is, when I want to know, I'm really a 10-meter freak. I absolutely love 10 meters. 10 meters makes you get your shack in order. It really makes you get your shack in order. Your antenna and your coax and your radio and everything in tune. So my other Raspberry Pi is just setting it up, and when 10 meters comes alive, I want it to alert me and maybe even take it a little further than to get me to the frequency where it's active. So Raspberry Pis are really awesome, but I would start with and it's not a kit, it's nothing you put together. It's like the QRP Pixie, Pixie, but I really wish everybody on here right now in my voice, when hearing my voice, I wish you could try to do the Pixie. Try to put that together, and you would have a nice 40-meter little thing. It can fit in your pocket, in a shirt pocket, so even real smaller than that. So hopefully I haven't taken too long. K1ULM, back to Net.
No, very cool, Nisi. You shared a lot of cool things, and maybe you can, when you get that Raspberry Pi PAN adapter working for your ALACraft, maybe you can put together a little video or something with your phone and just kind of show what you have set up there and kind of a brief overview and how it works and kind of do a little demo video, so to speak. That would be cool. You can certainly create that and upload the video file either to groups.io or, of course, any of the Facebook groups. That would be really, really cool to see that once you get it all up and going, and kind of tell us a little bit about that. So, and the Pixie kits, I've heard of them as well, and I'm kind of I'm interested in getting involved in some of the smaller kit builds. I'd like to do kind of the little radio receiver in a can. And that seemed to be kind of a fun kit to do. So those kinds of kits, I'm looking forward to jumping in if I can get this double job thing sorted out and things calm down a little bit at work, because it's kind of taking over right now. But kit builds are really cool. Any of you gals know Joe Eisenberg? He's big on kits. He's done some kit build workshops / forums at some of the Hamfests. So, keep an eye out for that. If you happen to see him doing any kit builds at a Hamfest you're attending, you might want to make it a point to attend and check it out and He loves amateur radio, and he's a great supporter for YLs and amateur radio as well. So he'll be glad to show you the ropes, and you can have a lot of fun with kit builds. So thanks, Nisi, for all that cool info and comments, and we look forward to seeing how that project works out for you. It's always cool to get those things up and going. All right. Let's see. Anybody else have some comments on what we've talked about so far? Give you a chance to jump in here.
AG for a while.
Please go ahead, Melanie.
Yeah, first of all, I was curious. Nisi was saying she got her whole little portable gig going there, and I was curious as to what kind of antenna that you were using for portable, Nisi. What's part of your little portable setup that you have as far as the antenna goes? What kind, what bands, and so forth and so on. And the other one is, and Ann mentions Windows 10. Yeah, it renames all your audio codecs, so you're screwed. If you have audio codecs for read control, etc., as soon as you update Windows 10, it like renames them, and yeah, they go into weird spaces. Yeah. And WB1ARU asked if anyone's having nightmare update issues with Windows 10, and that's a big thing that's on one of my groups IO sites as far as audio codecs for Windows 10 upgrades. They rename them, or they disappear, or something. Yeah, it's a little, but that's the only thing I've heard. That's of course on the ham radio side. But the other comment was, and Catherine can answer this, I have been looking and looking and looking while Nisi was talking about her Alograph and the Alacraft, and the waterfall. See, I'm still looking, and I can listen and look, but I can't speak and look. Obviously, it's not working well for me, or for any of you out there, more than likely. The 4 States QRP Club that Steve is a member of, Catherine, I can't find a link out there to them, and I thought I had it in here, and I think I remembered as soon as I mentioned it. It is called the 4 States QRP Club, I believe. That's it. Is that correct? And the other thing was, I think you were thinking of the Tuna Tin. There's a Tuna Tin little HF kit you can do yourself called the Tuna Tin. You can Google that. And then there's the little tins. You can put them in Altoids tins. And the 4 States QRP Club has those recipes. That's it for me. Back to Net Control.
All right, cool, Melanie. And yeah, I use the 4 States QRP Club, and I found that link for you. So 4sqrp.com, 4 States QRP Club. Little radios, big fun. So cool, yeah, we'll definitely check that out, and encourage y'all to do that. Okay, we've had Ruth join us, KM4LAO, and Alita, WA7AL. So ladies, we are just catching up, and we're talking about some cool stuff, and talking about Raspberry Pi and pan adapters and kit builds and Hamfest and Hamvention, and just what you've been up to in ham radio, and we've been having some fun tonight. So if any of you gals have something you want to jump in and tell the group, please come in and tell us about it.
Whiskey Alpha 7 Alpha Lima.
All right, please go ahead, Alita, and then after you, we'll go to Ruth. So go ahead, Alita.
Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Anyway, this last weekend, while everybody else was enjoying everything up there in the East Coast, enjoying Hamvention, my club and myself, we were doing testing and getting ready for field day, and making sure everything's all up and going for that. And looks like we're going to be very successful because everything's up and running. So hopefully it'll be that way in a month. And made sure all the antennas were going. We have a Wyndham, and that thing is amazing when it works great. So that's what we did, and had a good time. And also did testing and had 2 successes, so it was a good time. WA7AL, back to Cat. Net.
All right, cool, Leo. It sounds like you were busy this weekend. Ham radio stuff, that is cool. Glad you were able to make it to the net tonight. It's good to hear you. All right, let's pass it over to Ruth before I forget. KM4LAO, please go ahead. AC4YL and the net.
Good evening, everyone. This is Ruth, KM4LAO, currently in Michigan. Been a very busy couple months, but I'm so glad I was able to sneak on the net tonight. I was saying in the chat room I've been doing choir practices on Thursday nights, so haven't been able to get back in time, but those ended last week, and I just finished a class project like 20 minutes ago, and I was able to get back here in my room in time to get on. So good to hear everybody on, good to be back on. Like I said, been very busy. I'm in the 8th week of my semester, so I've got 3 more weeks plus finals, so getting closer to being done with my sophomore year of college, which is very exciting. The biggest news from our household recently is my mom, KM4TVU, passed her amateur extra exam last Saturday at the Dayton Hamvention. So she is very excited. She's been studying so hard for it, and I'm so proud that we now have 2 extra class YLs in this household. It's a lot of fun. We're talking to my dad about getting his license one of these days. We'll see. But for now, we're having fun being 2 extra class YLs. It's a lot of fun. I'm doing good. I missed being at the YL forum because I had classes on Friday. But it was good to see so many ladies around the Hamvention, run into a lot of friends. Good to see everybody. Definitely gearing up here for field day as well. I'm excited to head back to Georgia once school ends, do a satellite presentation the week before field day, and then be helping out at field day on CW, single sideband, satellites, wherever they need me. So I'm doing good, having fun, and gearing up for one last push to finish my sophomore year of college, and then I can have a break and get back on the air a lot. Good to be back on the net, and hope everybody has a great evening. This is KM4LAO, Kilo Mike 4, Lima Alpha Oscar in Michigan.
All right, that is so awesome, Ruth. That's very cool. Well, congratulations to her. That is exciting, and so yeah, 2 amateur extra YLs in the family. That is cool. So I have a couple of questions for you. One, what do you know what study methods your mom used when she was studying for extra? And how are things going with getting the amateur radio club back up and running there at your college? And congratulations on getting ready to wrap up your sophomore year. That's exciting. You're coming up on halfway there. That's so cool. Back over to you, KM4LAO, AC4YL in the group.
Great questions, Catherine. So my mom used a variety of methods. From what I can tell, the majority that she used was she was using Dan KB6NU's no-nonsense guide. She had a couple phone apps, and she was using hamstudy.org, hamstudy, to do a lot of tests online. I think she might have had maybe Gordon West book in there too. I'm not entirely sure. Like, the funny thing is, I knew she'd been studying for a long. She'd been studying, but it's been a little bit off and on because we've been moving. We moved to Virginia. The house closed. We sold the house, our house in Georgia last month. Yeah, last month. And it's been so crazy. I didn't realize she actually was able to be studying again. But she'd been studying, and I got into Dayton like Friday night at like 10:30 at night, 11 o'clock at night after all my classes, and she's like, well, I'm going to be testing for my extra tomorrow. I'm like, way to go, Mom. So she did great. She was nervous, but she did great. So yeah, she kind of used a combination of ham study and Dan's no-nonsense guides, as well as some other things. And let me pause and come back so I don't time this out, and I'll come back with your question about the Ham Radio Club. So in terms of the Amateur Radio Club here at Kettering, that is going well. So those of you who don't know, I was able to get the Amateur Radio Club here at Kettering University restarted. Call sign is K8HPS, that's Kilo 8 Hotel Papa Sierra. We're doing good. We're a little bit low on members this term just because they're first term, you know, all that kind of thing. But we've basically been doing meetings like every other week, been having people come in to do presentations, or Skype, mostly Skype in so far. So far we've had someone did a presentation on Summits on the Air. Craig Kilo 9 Charlie Tango Skyped in and did a presentation on DXpeditions for us. we've got someone doing a presentation on Field Day on Monday. And then like the week after that, I think we have someone doing it on kit building, I think. No, on like digital nets and stuff. So it's been going good. I'm very, very excited because we just got permission from the Electrical Engineering and Computer Engineering Department to set up a club station. So there used to be a ham radio club here, and because of that, there was actually still amateur radio antennas on one of the roofs here at school. So I've been working with the old call sign trustee and our new faculty advisor. This term we've just been meeting in a room weekly and been doing presentations and stuff. But we just got permission for that club station, so we're sorry about that. We just got permission for the club station, so we're going to start cleaning out the lab that it's in. It's an old unused lab, basically storage right now, that used to be the club station and got packed up and closed up whenever the club disbanded like 20 years ago. So we're going to start cleaning that room out, so hopefully we can get that all cleaned up by the middle of like next term or so. And then I am working with the local ham radio club here, as well as like campus safety and stuff, to figure out what we need to do so we can get on the roof of the academic building here at school, so we can check out that antenna, see if it's working, try to get it transmitting and all that. So that's kind of what's coming up. We're hoping, my goal would be to hopefully get a HF station on the air here, and hopefully within the next year, which would be nice. That's the goal. So we're just trying to go one step at a time, try to check off all the boxes, get everything we need to do, figure out what we want to do with equipment, what radios we want, and that sort of thing. But it's very exciting. I'm definitely trying to push the promoting of the club around campus so that we can get more students attending. But there's definitely a good mix of students and faculty as well as alumni that are very interested in what we're doing. So it's going good. It's going good. Thanks for asking, and I'm hoping, like I said, it's kind of the end of the terms was a little bit low on students right now, but we've got a lot of people interested. So we're just building the foundation to get people, hopefully get more people starting in the fall. So we're very excited about that. I'll turn it back over to you. This is KM4LAO.
For UPI.
Wow, Ruth, that is just so exciting. All that cool stuff coming on. That is great. So, again, congratulations to your mom and to you for all your hard work in getting that up and going for the school there. That is fantastic. And I think I heard a vaguely familiar call in there. Is that K4UPI? Lori, is that you?
AC4YL. It is K4UPI, Lori. And, boy, does everybody sound great tonight. It's good to hear everybody on.
Well, awesome, Lori. Well, we're really glad to hear you, too. I know several of the gals here will ask about you in the chat room and want to know how you're doing. So it's so cool that you're able to pop in and say hi. Hope you're doing well. So I think, let's see, everybody's saying hi to you there. Ann, WB1ARU, and Ruth, KM4LAO, and Dawn says hi. Great to hear you. We all miss you. And so we miss you on the net, but we know sometimes you just gotta do the job. So Linda says hello, KC8PKY. So lots of people saying hi. So it's good to hear you. Anything else you want to tell the group here? I know you probably don't just have a minute or two. So anything else you want to say to the group here, Lori? Ham radio activity, or just hello, or anything else?
I would really like to say hi to everybody. It's so good to hear your voices out there. Thanks for the hellos. Nisi, you sound great. Ruth, KM4LAO, unbelievable efforts over at Kettering University. And I just would like to say thank you so much for the fantastic videos that you did for the ARIS Contact. If anyone gets a chance, please get with Ruth and get that link. She did a really super job in promoting that and educating the youth regarding the ARIS Contact and what is happening on her end. So congratulations on getting your radio club going. And ladies, it sounds like you're doing so much exciting stuff. And yes, radio has been really exciting lately. So thanks for a minute, Catherine, again, hello. Hope everybody's doing well, and look forward to hearing you more on the net when I can pop in. K4UPI, back to net control.
Well, be sure and pop in more often if you can there, Lori. So great. So good to hear you too. And so we're glad to have that. And Ruth, if you happen to have that link handy and you're able to type it in the EchoLink chat for the gals, if you could type it in there, we'll pick it up where I can get it. I think it was shared on the groups.io for North Fulton. So I'm sure I've seen it somewhere. I just can't put my finger on exactly where. So if you have it handy and can put it in the chat here, we'll make sure we can share that across the various groups. So, all right, awesome. Well, gals, if you can believe it, we're coming up to the end of the net. Wow, time sure does fly. But it's glad we had a great group tonight, and I hope everybody had a good time and enjoyed the net. And we're looking forward to seeing you all next week. And if we have any YLs who were not able to check in earlier, if you would like to check in to the net, please go ahead and give us your call sign, your first name, and current location, and we'll get you, make sure we have you in the log.
That's what this is WA4YL. Going to say 33 and good night to everyone on the net. It was a great and interesting net tonight. And see you all next week. Looking forward to it.
All right, awesome, Dawn. Thanks so much. And we don't have any more check-ins, so we'll go ahead and remind everybody, please post in the groups.io WILE Ops group and on the WILE OpNet Facebook group. And if you miss any of the nets, you can listen to past recordings of the net through our YouTube channel. Thanks to Lauren. We'd like to thank her, KC9ZHV, for live streaming and recording of this net, making it available to all through YouTube. Please share those links with any YLs that you know. Give them a chance to experience the net and come in, and hopefully they can join us as well. We'd also like to thank ALARA for the use of this EchoLink conference node, North Fulton Amateur Radio League for their drop-in chat room, and all who are linked and listening for your ongoing support of this net. This is Catherine, AC4YL, closing out the YL OpNet and returning ALARA conference node back to normal use. 33 ladies. We'll catch you all next week, and if you would like, come back in about an hour and join the MinnowNet and check in with Margaret, A7B, and several of the other YLs on the West Coast who'd love to have YL visitors. So pop in there if you like. Everybody have a great evening and a great week, and we'll see you all next Thursday. 33, everybody.